So these are the materials needed: a fabric scissors, a ruler, a tailor chalk, dressmaking pins, cord, iron board, thread spool, machine bobbin, thread snippers, weights, and any item at home such as unwanted jackets, curtains, or mattress covers. In this case today, I'll be using a cushion cover. And of course, not to forget, your sewing machine. First step, take any item from home that you would like to upcycle. In this case, I am using a cushion cover. Alright, so I'm just going to remove the cover first. Okay, take that away. I'm just going to lay the cover flat on me. Alright, so since I have quite a substantial dimension here, I'm just going to maximize the most I can. So I'm just going to take half. You may fold your panel in half first, like this. So be it a jacket or a mattress, just fold them in half and get the center line. Okay, there you go. Alright, use any long rulers at home and draw down a straight line first in the middle. Okay, and I'm going to maximize all the way from the bottom. I'm going to measure about 2 cm from the edge. And I'll do the same on the top, about 2 cm away from the edge. Okay, at this point, make sure your lines are perpendicular. Alright, okay, from the midpoint here, I would suggest the width to go at 18 cm. At 18. So do the same on the other side, 18. On the top as well, 18. Lastly, over here, 18 as well. Alright, so this is the actual width of the bag, and this is the actual length of the bag. Okay, so connect the points together with a ruler again. Now, at this point, you may bring out your fabric scissors. I have 2 examples here. This fabric scissors cut a regular straight lines for me. For this one, we typically call it pinking shears, and it cuts a zigzag edge for me instead. This is a perfect tool to use if you do not have an overlocker machine. An overlocker machine essentially does this sort of stitch for you. So if you have an overlock machine, go ahead. Just use the regular fabric scissors to cut will do. Okay, if not, use a pinking shears and cut out the outline. Now when you use a straight scissors, this is what the outcome will give you. Okay, it's a straight line, but if you're using a pinking shear, it gives you a zigzag edge. Okay, the purpose of the zigzag edge helps to anti-fray the fabric. So once again, this is a perfect tool to use if you do not have an overlocker machine. Now I'm going to pick the pinking shear and cut out the outline. Alright, I'll start from this corner. Okay, align the zigzag blade along the straight solid line that you just drew and cut 2 layers at one go. Okay, so if you're using a bed mattress, just make sure you fold it into 2 layers before you cut. Alright, now you're done. All 4 sides are cut with the pinking shears, and hence the edges are in zigzag form. Okay, once again, make sure you have 2 layers. Alright, now this side, which is the top and the bottom of the bag. So I prefer the print at the bottom, so I'll take this as the bottom and this as the top. So from the top, measure 4 cm down from the edge and draw a line across with your tailor chalk. Okay, a solid line perpendicular across. And then from this line again, draw 2.5 cm up. So another 2.5 cm perpendicular line across. There you go. Alright, and do the same over the under layer too. Right, on the top, 4 cm. Another 2.5 cm line down. Okay, now I'm gonna take this side as the right side of the fabric, and this of course is the right side of the fabric as well. Okay, place your panel right side facing the right side, like this. Okay, right side facing right side. There you go. And you may bring in your dressmaking pins and just pin down the 4 corners. At this point, you might want to just peek into your panel and make sure you know which is the top, which is the bottom. Okay, at the top again, measure 4 cm, draw a perpendicular line across, and then another 2.5 line down. Like this. Okay, this time around, you just need to draw on one side only. Alright, now we're ready to bring the panel to the sewing machine. We're gonna sew a seam allowance of 1 cm from the edge of the bag to this solid line, stop, and then continue again from this point, 1 cm along the edge, stop at the line again, skip away the 2.5, start here at 1 cm and complete all the way to the edge. Alright, so for those who are not so sure how to sew a 1 cm using your sewing machine guide, you can also use a ruler and just draw your 1 cm seam allowance distance, like so. Okay, so I'm just going to draw in another 1 cm down here. There you go. Now you may just follow the chalk line and sew accordingly. Take the 2 panels that you have prepared earlier on, put it in the sewing machine, needle down, point it to the line that you just drew, or in this case, align the fabric to the 1 cm alignment on the sewing machine, footer down, go 3 stitches forward, and then reverse 3 stitches, and then continue all the way down. Remove the dressmaking pins as they get closer to the machine needle. Go all the way to the first line. Okay, you may check by lifting up the footer and look from the bottom. So I am still 1 stitch away, so I'm just going to take 1 more stitch. Alright, so now I'm on point. Apply 3 stitches in reverse again. Okay, now needle up. Remove. Okay, cut any loose thread. And you should have a line looking like this. Now bear in mind, I've purposely picked a contrasting color so it shows clearly on the video, but go ahead and pick any color that you prefer, be it matching or contrast, entirely up to you. Okay, now I'm going to start again. Point the needle down on the line, go 3 stitches forward, Another 3 stitches in reverse, and then continue. Now hold the panel with your hand. You don't need to push or pull. You're only supposed to gear the direction. Just manage the fabric, make sure you control it, and go all the way until you reach the corner. Check. Okay, I am still 1 stitch away. Check again. Okay, looks good. Okay, looks good. Now, needle down and then pivot the fabric, footer down again, and then sew. Check, and then pivot, footer down. Until you reach the line, you go slow, and then you check. Okay, apply 3 stitches in reverse. Needle up, wiggle, and then cut the loose thread. Okay, so you should have a stitch line that looks like this, starting from here, corner across, and corner up again, and ends here. Then we're gonna do 1 more over here. All right, needle point down, footer down. Just gonna remove this because this is in the way. Okay, footer down. Now, in case if some of you are wondering why should we apply reverse stitch, basically this action helps to hold and fasten the whole entire stitch line. So you can rest assured and put this whole entire bag in the washing machine and the stitches will not unravel itself. Okay, once again, the reverse stitches are supposed to lock the stitch and fasten it. Okay, again, forward 3 stitches, reverse 3 stitches, and then go forward, and then reverse again. Okay, voila, done. 1 short stitch here, another long one at the bottom of the bag that goes all the way to the top, and another last stitch over here. That's it, front and back. All right, at this point, in case you're wondering if your stitches is not very accurate or if it's not very even, don't worry, so long you leave a 2.5 gap according to where I instructed earlier on. And so long there is the corner sewn down. If you flip it inside out later on, I'm pretty sure it will still look like a bag because the form is there already. It's just that probably it's not very symmetrical. Alright, so the main point that you must at least have is the gap here. Okay, make sure you have this 2.5 gap to insert your cord later. And also the corners over here at the bottom is properly sewn down. If the gaps, the seam allowance is not very accurate, don't worry. At most, the bag is just not symmetrical, that's all. Next, we will take the bottom of the bag, the corner here, all right, pinch it and separate the 2 layers like this. Okay, so I'm just gonna fold them in half like that. Just like this. Now we're gonna spread open the seam. Okay, you can lightly press it with your fingers. And then take a dressmaking pin and align the seam to the back seam here. Okay, how so? Just poke from the front and target the needle to come out from the back seam as well. Align it and then poke it in and then out from the front seam. Okay, this action is to assure that the seam tallies with the back seam exactly. Okay, then do the same. Pry open the seam like this. Okay, pry it open. Press it nicely with your finger. Okay, take the dressmaking pin Okay, poke from the front seam first and target and come out from the back seam. Pin it down again and out from the front seam again. There you go. So this is how one side look like, and this is how the opposite side look like. Okay, now we're gonna mark the base. Take your ruler and your tailor chalk and then measure from the apex point here down 6 cm. Okay, again, flip the ruler over the other side and draw a line across. There you go. Again, from the tip downwards 6 cm, and then draw a line horizontally across. Do the same over on the opposite side. Alright, so this line that we're about to sew is to create the volume and the base at the bottom of the back. The 6 cm height is what I suggest based on the proportion or the dimension of the bag. Say if you're doing a much larger bag or a longer bag or even a shorter one or narrower one, this measurement may vary according to your own personal preference. So the longer this length goes, the larger your base is. So once again, the base is at the bottom of the bag. Alright? Again, the larger the length here is, the bigger base you will achieve for the base of the bag. We go back to your sewing machine, apply a stitch across the line that you just drew. Okay? So fold one side down first, fold one side down, take only one triangle piece, insert into the machine, point the needle down on the line, check, footer down, go forward 3 stitches, backwards 3 stitches as well, and then go forward again and remove the needle only when you are very, very close to the machine needle. Okay. Just like this. Sew across and reach the other end. Apply reverse again. And cut the loose thread. There you go. Okay, now we do the same. Okay, on the other side. Reverse, 3 stitches. Go forward. Okay, as the dressmaking pin is coming close to the sewing needle, remove it and then continue all the way down and reverse. Cut all the loose thread and you should have something looking like this. Like that. Okay, 2 corners of the bag, 1 line sewn across, likewise the same for the other side. This is how the bag looks like now. Okay, moving on to the next step. Take your ruler again, measure 1 cm width away from the stitch line. Okay, take the ruler with your tailor chalk and draw a line across, just like that. And then we'll do the same on the opposite side. Take the ruler, draw 1 cm away from the seam. And then take your pinking shear and cut along the line again, just like that. Okay, 1 triangle at a time. Okay, remove this piece cut. And all the way. There you go. Ta-da! So if you open it up, the base of your bag is done. Ooh. Okay, now we turn the bag inside out. Okay, just put your hand in, grab the base, okay, clench it with a fist and then pull it out. Okay, and then push the corner all the way to the edge. So earlier on, if you have pinned it accurately, the lines over here will intersect and meet nicely. Okay, so if, let's say, this seam over here doesn't align and it doesn't match, technically it's still alright, you will still have your base. It's just that if you're doing contrasting colors like myself, what I'm doing over here, visually, aesthetically, it's not very ideal. But the base and the length is still there, so not to worry. Okay, so notice that my tick sign is here. Likewise for the opposite side. Alright, so just to recap, this is why earlier on we mentioned how the right side should face each other. And then as we sew, after we've finished the lines, we flip it inside out to have the nicer side to face outwards. And having all the seam to conceal within the inside of the bag. Now next step, we'll take this upper line over here, this upper line over here, okay, fold it downwards like this, okay, and then bring it to your iron board, use your iron machine and press it flat. And do the same over the other side. Okay, now I'm back from the ironing. Alright, so you should have your edges looking crisp like this. Okay, same as the back side. Okay, this is how the inside looks like now. Alright, so notice that you still have this line that you drew earlier on. Okay, this is the line that we need to machine now. Okay, so I'm gonna bring forward my machine. Okay. Now, if your sewing machine has a free arm feature like mine, okay, just remove the compartment like this. Okay, if not, don't worry, just slot in the whole thing as well. It should work as well because your bag is quite big. Alright, so just slot it in like this. Okay, I myself like to start from the seam, which is also something that I recommend you guys to do as well. So just punch down the needle first, okay, target and make sure it's on the line, and then go forward 3 stitches, reverse 3 stitches, and then just sew along the circumference like this. All the way until the end of the initial stitch, and apply reverse again, needle up, and there you go, a line that fastens the folded edge down permanently. There you go. Okay, front view. Okay, the stitch should hold down the folded edge nicely on the top. Now we have reached to the last stage of the video. We're going to demonstrate how to thread the cord along inside the tunnel of the bag. Okay, you will need a bodkin. This is what we call a bodkin. You can get this easily from Daiso. If not, just use a large safety pin like this is fine as well. Okay. Now we're gonna pull and measure the length of the cord. Now how long should you need this, okay? First, take a ruler, measure the width of your bag. Okay, so for example, if this is X amount, okay, make sure X times 2, because we need it to be double length. Alright, and then plus another 20 cm. Okay, so X times 2 plus 20 cm. In case if you guys are wondering what is the 20 cm for, this is the extra length that will jut out from the bag. So in this example over here that I have now, it's a short length. This is about 5 cm only. So I suggested 20 cm, slightly longer, for you to cut and adjust according to your own personal preference. 20 cm. Cut. Alright, so this is how the length should look like on one end. Okay, we need one more string that goes the opposite side. So take this and reference from the first one and cut the same length. There you go. Okay, now we take one first. I'm gonna demonstrate with the safety pin first. Poke in at about 1 cm distance from the edge. Close it. Start from either one side of the bag. It can be from the right or from the left, does not matter. Okay, so we're gonna come in, whichever side you pick, we're gonna come in from one side and then go one round and exit from the same side. I'm gonna demonstrate now. Okay, in with the safety pin, tuck the tail like this, push and pull. Okay, push and pull. And keep going. Okay, once you reach here, do not exit from here. Continue to the back. There you go. Okay, you come back from the starting point and exit from here. Okay, pull and make sure the ends are even, and then you distribute the fabric again. There you go. Okay. Alright. Tie a knot, okay, with two cords like this. Create a loop and then tuck in the tail and tighten it like this. Okay, fasten one side first. Alright. Now, we're gonna do the same on this side now. This time around, I'm gonna demonstrate with a bodkin. Okay, push the ring down, hold the claw, and close it once again at 1 cm distance. Push the ring downwards again to fasten it. Okay, enter from the opposite end, and then do the same motion. Push and pull, push and pull, and go one round and exit back to the same point where you enter. Okay, there you go. Exit from the same point where you started. Oops. Okay, now remove the bodkin. There. Take the two cords. Create a loop. Tuck in the ends and pull and tighten it. like this. All right, now you're done. Just simply pull the both ends to close the opening of the bag. Ta-da! You're done. Hope that you guys enjoy doing and completing this project. We have a very similar level of skills of other accessories projects that you can check it out, such as this tote bag over here. But I really highly recommend you guys to try and embark on more interesting projects such as, you know, a skirt like what we have over here, or even a woman's wear dress, a menswear shirt, and kids wear as well.
And we actually have classes ranging all the way from just learning how to sew to making the patterns, doing measuring, everything from scratch. Yeah, so we hope that you can also enjoy that journey of building your technical skills together with us to do more complicated projects. And also we hope to welcome you guys over at Fashion Makerspace, where we really want to build a community that's passionate about sewing and making. So join us, and you can check out more information over here at fashionmakerspace.com or check out our Facebook page at FMS Fashion Makerspace. Thank you.